going on an adventure and you won't like it because there's too many cars out there. Yeah. I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna get it. We won't be going too long though. You guys hold down the fort. Hold it down.
What are you doing, boy?
Yeah. You gonna get a good girl today?
What are you doing, big boy? What are you doing?
Going on an adventure today. And it's not to the doctor, and it's not just to go get tea in the neighborhood. We're in a cab and we're going far away from our house on our first adventure in the city.
Hi everyone, we're Snow and Curt. For those of you who are new to the channel, we have been living and traveling in a van for about 3.5 years. We started in the US. Currently we're in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and unfortunately Snow is recovering a little bit from a health instance, and one of the things the doctor has ordered is increased exercise. So we've been going out to do new things and see new things. Now, the exciting thing about the place we're going today, it kind of reminds us of where our journey began. So this is going to be interesting, guys. We're going to take you all the way back to the beginning. We just arrived at the Japanese garden, and you can see here it just opened and there's already a pretty significant line. Just under 500 pesos, so about $1.50 a piece, $3 for entrance.
So at the very beginning of this video, Curt told you that we've lived in a van for 3.5 years. And that we were also going to take you back to the beginning. Let's go 6 years back. I was a senior project manager for heavy civil construction, which means I built interstates and bridges in charge of hundreds of millions of dollars of work. And I don't tell you that to kind of brag about my job. I tell you that to explain how stressful our jobs were. When you're over $100 million worth of work, the boss still wants to know where every single penny is and finishing on time. It was a very stressful job. So that's where I was 6 years ago.
I worked in heavy civil construction as well, and I traveled, which means I got on a plane on Monday morning, wouldn't return home till Thursday or Friday evening, sometimes on 4 or 5 flights during the week, hotels, rent-a-cars, the whole deal. Basically, I climbed the corporate ladder, I got up to the top, took a look around and said, wow, this is it. So, needless to say, I hadn't taken a vacation in a long time, of more than like 3 or 4, maybe 5 days. And so we took a 3 weeks vacation to Japan and China.
It's one thing to say you're going on a 3-week vacation, but if you're from the United States and you've climbed the corporate ladder and you're living that corporate American dream type job, going on a vacation doesn't necessarily mean you're not working. Most vacations, you're still checking your email every day, you're calling your boss, you're answering whatever questions he has. We would even take our laptops and do actual work while we were on vacation. But we decided, much to the dismay of our bosses, that we were not taking our computers, we would not be checking emails, we would not be answering the phone, and we used the excuse of our phones won't work over there. Because in China it is difficult, but for 3 weeks, absolutely zero work.
And it was a total cultural immersion. We went to Kyoto and it was cherry blossom season.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. And then we spent time in the city of Tokyo. And we were absolutely blown away with Japan. And so now we find ourselves here in the Japanese garden.
So forgive me for not knowing the exact name of what this process is called, but it is a religious thing. And you write your prayer request or whatever it's called, the technical term, on one of these little paper cards. and you tie it up here.
Mine is a prayer for health and healing for not only Snow's heart, but the hearts of all those around the world. I gotta be honest, guys, Japan is very high on our list for van life. We don't know when, we don't know how, but we are hoping it's not an if situation. We want to do Japan in a van. And we're currently in Argentina, as we said. And so this is what we're gonna do next. And there is a lot of beautiful stuff to do in Argentina, so we're excited to start exploring that. One of the things that I've really learned since being in the van is just the need to connect and be in the moment. And nothing makes that easier than, for me at least, than being out in the nature. And when you're in a big city like Buenos Aires, there's traffic, there's noise everywhere. So being able to find a green space like the Japanese garden with the birds and the trees and the water, and just the way a Japanese garden is laid out, it's designed to just draw you in, and you find that peace, that tranquility, that inner sanctum. And it's just such a nice retreat from the stress of life. It's just a great way to maintain your mental health, to be present and to appreciate the simplest things in life. And to be honest with you, it's fuel in my tank, it's refreshing. And I just encourage all of you to take time to get out in a green space, to get out in the nature, to get on the park, to go on a walk, to go on a hike. It gets your blood flowing, breathe, get your air, get your body working. And also it just gets you relaxed, gets you peace of mind and re-energized. And so I just love a Japanese garden, as you guys can probably tell. Duranzo Momo. They're peaches.
Is incredibly peaceful. Everyone needs a Japanese garden in their backyard.
Love a Japanese garden.
Alright, so Curt got 2 little sweet cakes. And there was a choice of 5 or 6 different kinds. But the waiter said this was the best and the second best. So let's see what he thinks.
Alright, firstly I gotta pour me a little green tea. It's like 2 little pancakes. And inside there's this little bean jam. It's like this bean filling.
A Zuko or?
Yeah, Zuko.
Does it taste like pancakes?
It tastes very good and not so healthy.
Alright, get into that little tiny donut looking thing.
Alright, here's the second one. More like a biscuit with less filling. So pancakes and a biscuit.
Alright, here we go, Japanese breakfast snack.
So as I said, I was so enamored with the culture, all the shrines, the temples, all the Japanese gardens, the bamboo, the cultures, the monkeys, And there was so much unique about Japan. I just couldn't stop walking around the various cities and areas and totally checked out of life as I knew it, of working for a living all the time, work being every thought, just being immersed in something completely different. So coming to the Japanese garden gave us all sorts of opportunities to remember the fun times we had back in Japan. But when we left Japan, we hopped in an airplane and flew into Beijing. Well, guess what, guys? We're gonna hop into a cab, and head over to Chinatown. Welcome to Chinatown in Buenos Aires.
When we were in China, outside of all important buildings or entrances into towns on each side of the road, sometimes with an arch, but at a building it would just be by the doors. These guys were there, and we think they're to protect. So they were definitely always at banks because they were protecting the money. Here, it's just protecting the whole neighborhood. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves and go dive into Chinatown, first, we're gonna go grab lunch, and we're gonna do something a little weird. We're in Chinatown, and we're gonna go find a Japanese restaurant so we can have some sushi, because I think it'd be a bit healthier for me than some yummy Chinese food. So, back up a little bit, let's go have some sushi.
Look at some of this food. So this is duck, there's some eggs, there's duck's feet, there's duck hanging out. Wow, guys, now we had Peking duck in China, and it was really good. But this stuff right here, I don't know. All right, we will not be eating here today, but this is sort of a famous place here in Chinatown. And so they make sort of all sorts of hot dogs slash cheese dogs, almost like a corn dog in the US, except they're covered with all kinds of unique outside things. So they have salchipapas, and they also have those corn dogs that are panko, covered in panko, French fries, ramen noodles, potatoes. They've got them covered in all kinds of things. You can see this one right here is covered in potatoes. Again, we're not going to eat here today.
While we're waiting to order our food here in the Japanese restaurant, remember we're right in the middle of switching from Japan to China here in Buenos Aires. But when we were in China for real, first place we went was Beijing. We saw some amazing castles and the emperor's homes and Tiananmen Square. Then we went up north to see the Great Wall, which was a huge bucket list item for me to walk on the Great Wall of China. And then we got on the train that goes really incredibly fast and made it down to Xi'an, where we saw the famous terracotta warriors that are 5,000 years old. And then we went to Chengdu, the foodie capital of China, where we had some amazing hot pot. And we also saw the cute little panda bears at a famous place where it's like a reserve where they protect these guys. So China was an incredible trip, and that may be where we started to open our eyes to the fact that travel could be done a little bit more economically. That comes into play a little bit later. Alright, they brought us out little samplers of some tofu.
It's got some sesame seeds and some sauce on it.
See what we think.
Now, to be honest, we never have been big tofu eaters, so we've had it, but
it's good, but I can't eat that sauce. It's loaded with sodium. All right, I started with some chicken skewers with some peppers and onions in there.
and some sprouts.
Curt's got some soup, Some rice. What is that? Salmon?
That's grilled salmon, some fried rice, a couple of dumplings, and of course we got the miso soup. Additionally, my platter came with a little sushi, so a little salmon and a salmon roll. And then Snow got a little sushi as well.
Mine has avocado with a little cream cheese.
You're having an amazing time in Japan and in China. 3 weeks, total immersion, food, culture like we'd never seen before. China was super cheap. I got back, went to work, got on a plane, came home at the end of that week and told Snow, I can't do this anymore. We got to figure something else out. And it was probably like less than a month or two later, we went and bought the van, started researching it to convert it. Took about 8 months to do that. Sold the house, everything we own, 3,800 square foot house into a 94 square foot van, and begin our journeys that brought us to this point right here. That's our story. That's how it all began. All right, we just got the bill. What's the grand total, Snow?
5,300 pesos. We're leaving 6,000 pesos to include the tip. I don't know how much that is.
Well, that's about $20, including the tip, $20. And we had a multiple course meal.
Yeah,
we didn't
really
skimp on anything.
No,
it was absolutely delicious.
Yes.
So, let's go shopping.
Let's go walk around and check out some of these little stores here in Chinatown.
Look, they have bubble tea. What is bubble tea? That right there is chicken. Spicy chicken. And look, shrimp. Ew. Choco pies. Those are moon pies in the US. And there's a name for them here. Maybe I'll put it on the screen for you. But a very common Argentina dessert. It's made with like condensed leche that looks like those moon pies. We are in a proper Asian grocery store. Right in here, sushi rolls right up the front. A lot of rice cookers. And so the produce section, obviously this is going to be mostly stuff that you can find here in Argentina. Not too much different than normal produce. But if you look at the meat section, it is significantly different. I think that's tongue, chicken's feet, tripe, liver, heart. Wow, all sorts of organ meats, pig feet, all kinds of crazy different meats. So that definitely is specialized to Asian cooking. Very interesting. And then there's a very big seafood section. And unlike we saw in some other countries, here it's very well iced and taken care of. I don't know where this fish comes from, but it is handled very well. I was just bragging on how well they took care of the seafood, and I looked up and saw this. Now maybe that's very good seafood, but I ain't eating it. Snow, she's already ran the other way. All the different canned drinks and sodas are so colorful with different pictures and obviously the Asian writing. I don't know if that's Mandarin or what language, but anyway, fascinating. And then here it looks like we're in the noodle section. So all sorts of noodles, rice noodles and other kind of noodles, big giant bags of them.
Well, I was young when I set out. I can hardly remember all the tales that I could tell you. If I only could remember. In the fog it is drumming in the new world is coming. Oh, this song I will be humming when the words won't come out. And on a slow boat to China I will be in the sea. When we get there we will see what will be. On a slow boat to China I will be, and we will see when we get there what will be. And now I'm old, I am weathered, my beard is long and white. I've seen many crawling winters on this sleepy ark, and still we go for our fathers, and we go for the lost, and still we go ever on into the common dark. And on a slow boat to China I will be in the sea. When we get there we will see what will be. And on a slow boat to China I will be, and we will see when we get there what will be. On a slow boat to China I will be, on a slow boat to China I will be in the sea. We will see. On a slow boat to China I will be, on a slow boat to China I will be. We will see what will be. On a slow boat to China I will be. We will see when we get there what will be.
Alfajores, that's what they were, guys. That's what I was trying to think of for moon pies. This is like a very popular, like Argentina original snack. But they look just like moon pies to me. Oh, look there. You know what?
Coming up.
World Cup is coming, guys. Chinatown has like everything. I feel like if you're shopping, this is a good, yeah, if you're looking for general stuff, just come here.
But it has been an adventurous day. I think it's time to grab a cab. Head back to our little tiny apartment in Palermo. Alright, there's some fresh paint going on over here. And it's blue and white. I'm gonna take a guess that they might be doing some World Cup painting.
It's Argentina powder blue, and the World Cup is about to kick off, and they are getting ready in Argentina. And spoiler alert, so are we.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!